And this chemical compound is comprised of 3 nascent oxygen atoms. And it was first focused on spinal column by Dr. E. Rivera-Sensorini in 1989. And it was Verga from Italy in 1989 who suggested paraspinal injection of an oxygen-ozone mixture for discogenic sciatica from disc prolapse. But it was Muto in 1998 who first suggested the use of intradiscal ozone injection. Now, what is the mechanism by which ozone acts? Now, it has 2 functions. One is that it inhibits the synthesis of all the pro-inflammatory prostaglandins which we had seen earlier, the release of bradykinins or pain-inducing compounds, and secretion of proteinases from macrophages and polymorph neutrophils. And it stimulates the release of antagonists to the pro-inflammatory cytokines and local production of antioxidant enzymes. And further, one more action which is very important in this is it entails disruption of the intra or intermolecular bonds and leads to collapse of the 3-dimensional structure. Thus, what does ozone discectomy occur, or ozonoclesis cause? It is a technique of injection of ozone that brings about a physical shrinkage by entailing the disruption as we have seen and reversal of the vascular, chemical and biochemical events that occur in the disc herniation and cause radiculopathy. So it works on both the targets, one is which is because of the compression as well as the vascular and the chemical events which are occurring. What are the indications in which we should use ozone? Formerly it was used that it should be a contained disc herniation, the annulus should be intact, the disc should not be calcified and the canal should not be stenotic. Lately there has been a lot of change in the use of ozone. Even ozone is being used now for cervical disc herniation. So protrusions and extrusions, yes, ozone. There is a controversial role for ozone in the extrusion cases. However, sequestration is still, 1 or 2 case reports have been published, but they are not to be used at present. Few contraindications which are Kodak-Winter syndrome, any question of an infective or neoplastic etiology or G6PD deficiency and pregnancy. In this they have to be avoided. What does literature say about the use of ozone? Bonnetti et al. Had in 2005 done a study in which they did intraforaminal versus periradical steroid infiltration and found that the ozone was utilized for contained as well as non-contained spinal discus herniation. And this was an article which was published in Interventional Neuroradiology Journal, in which Galusi et al. Studied the treatment with intradiscal intraforaminal injection of steroid and oxygen ozone versus steroid only. And they found out that intraforaminal and intradiscal injection of a steroid, an anesthetic and an ozone, that is a mixture of the 3, are more effective at 6 months follow-up than an injection of only a steroid and an anesthetic in the same sites. This was an Indian paper published in Interventional Neuroradiology in 2009. And this was a prospective cohort study in which the authors, that is Dr. Gautam Das, studied ozone nucleolysis for the management of pain and disability in PIVD patients. And they studied this in about 53 consecutive patients who were in the selection criteria were treated with a single session of oxygen ozone therapy. And they found out that oxygen ozone treatment, that is ozonolysis, is highly effective in relieving low back pain, which is due to lumbar disc herniation. Now, this was a very good systematic review which appeared in Pain Physician in 2012. And they did a systematic review and studied 8 observational studies and 4 randomized controlled trials in the meta-analysis. And they carried out that the ozone therapy has a level of evidence of 2, 3 when applied intradiscally and 2-1 for ozone therapy applied paravertebrally. And the recommendation was 1C for intradiscal ozone. And they concluded that ozone therapy appears to yield positive results and low morbidity when applied percutaneously for the treatment of low back pain. Another one, a meta-analysis of the effectiveness and safety of ozone treatments for herniated lumbar disc. Now, this one shows that oxygen ozone treatment of herniated disc is an effective and extremely safe procedure. And the important point in this is that the pain and function outcomes are similar to the outcomes for lumbar disc treated with surgical discectomy, but the complication rate is much lower and the recovery time is significantly shorter. Now, Now, how this procedure is done, we at FMRI are combining, as Dr. Niranjan said, we are combining two procedures. We are doing a partial percutaneous discectomy combined with ozonucleolysis. We put in under fluoroscopic guidance, the correct level of prolapse disc is identified, is L4, L5. The needle is inserted into the center of the disc and the decompressor needle is placed through it. Now this is the decompressor needle going in the disc. This is the decompressor which has a needle. Through this needle the decompressor probe goes in, and this is the amount of disc material which we can extract with this decompressor. Once we've extracted that, the needle stays in and we put a dye to do a discogram. Once the discogram is done, we put in ozone injection into the disc and needle is pulled out. Now, few cases. Now, this was a 45-year-old obese bronchial asthma patient with severe back pain and leg pain of 3 to 4 weeks duration. Now, this is a very big extrusion we see. Ideally speaking, this should have been undergone a surgical treatment, but since the patient was not fit for surgery and the patient was not willing for surgery, we undertook and did a ozonucleolysis in this patient. And the patient had a significant relief with the procedure, and a follow-up MRI after 3 months showed the resolution of the disc. And you see the canal is totally free now. Similarly, a big protrusion coming up. Did the ozonucleolysis and a follow-up MRI showing the clearance of the canal. Now, what is the safety profile for ozone? As far as serious life-threatening complications is concerned, not even a single serious life-threatening complication was found in over 200,000 cases of ozone-related in different centers of European countries. However, the short-term and long-term complications which can arise with ozone are short-term are that whenever we are infiltrating the ozone, there can be some respiration, mild hypotension, yes, bradycardia, yes, or because of this bradycardia hypotension, sometimes the patient may undergo a vasovagal collapse. Long-term complications which may occur months to years, and that is more of in the use of paravertebral ozone, that is the fibrosis at the site of infiltration. Now, this is a few complications which were reported, but all complications which were very small and were relieved within 24 hours of the injections. So to conclude, ozone therapy is a very good alternate option. It has a very good safety and tolerability, and its ease of use because of patient acceptability. It is very cost effective, but it has a limited evidence. Because the evidence is not, there is scarcity of randomized controlled trials, a large randomized controlled trials for its use. But yes, practically speaking, it gives very good results. Now there are multiple options to follow. The important point is to choose the right dose, the right indication for the ozone, and that's it. Thank you.
Open for discussion. Any questions? If there is none, I want to make some comments about
I would like to ask Dr. Joshi, do you do ultrasounds for the back? I just want to know, it's nothing about the procedure. What have you done to learn the patients to do that ultrasound for the back?
Sir, what?
How have you developed the patients? Because at our age, maybe I think even we must be.
No, sir, actually, as I told you,
a longer time, how do you do
no,
that?
actually, see, for example, in fluoroscopy also we had to do it in our own. We were not so lucky to have so many workshops in the country at that time when we started. And what is happening these days, the ultrasound tool is available in the OR already. Tool is available in the OR. Now you want to do certain things, and for example, now we started with the peripheral carpal tunnel syndrome, something for stellate, and the device is available. We did a fluoroscope. Putting one more probe is not a big deal.
Do you have some specific machines for the back?
No, actually, I don't think so. Sandeep should be able to. Last 100 people he's been working on the spine. We don't. The probes are the biggest problem is that the contours of the beyond 600 really become difficult. Problem is putting a needle and not knowing what structure will take place. It puts you.
Yes,
Sandeep has working. I can tell you about that.
Whatever anatomy you are seeing on imaging is there, you cannot correlate exactly what you are seeing on ultrasound. They're totally two different things. So what we are
do you have some specific better machines for ultrasound?
You have the same machines, but you have a probe, you have high frequency and deep frequency.
That's perfectly fine, but
You don't have a specific probe or a specific machine for a pack.
At this stage, something might come up, we don't know, something might come up.
So, for all these years, we have been doing another integrated pack, which from this to another one is very difficult for a pain physician. So, this is the reason why you have to always correlate, for example, an L5 vertebra or an image will be different from an ultrasound. Same with the elbow.
so do you think the right way to teach is that not to teach the fluoroscopy thing? Get a new chap, fresh chap, and give him an ultrasound and say, that's the way you go.
No, I'll tell technical difference, I'll tell you, sir. For example, if you want to do root level L4-5, now with the one click of fluoroscopy, you get all the way to the 5. With fluoroscopy, you have to again measure the things and mark and all that. I don't know, if you keep on applying, it might change. I'm not saying that. But we are also open to understand, or even if our generation restored an ultrasound, next year should not be. For example, even if you put a probe needle with the ultrasound machine over the particular middle branch block, I always check the fluoroscope. How many times we are able to reach the target? How many times we missed? I'm not putting the costly things for that. Because we do fluoroscope regularly, this one we have comparable thing which has the tool which is available. We have enough time on there. The department of 4 consultants and 2 fellows and all. Enough people are also there. So that's something I would like to say, like learning by doing. I can only practice, I can go back to medical school. But this one model I found it much easier for me to learn from it.
That's good, because I've always found that if you're good at a job, for me it becomes very tough to change over and pick up an ultrasound. I think I can do it.
No, but probably I have nothing.
That's perfectly fine.
Just the extras were there.
It's all about getting older.
I accepted it.
Because
check withdrawal versus ATM, I told you very clearly. This is the problem.
even yesterday giving a student ganglion with an ultrasound was a painful task. I said,
You are right.
"No, because you give so many blindly."
The second thing is, you have to admit that one, then start working much more harder. And you start doing only things what you believe. Like if Sandeep will certain things, if I am not convinced, I will not do it. I leave it to Sandeep, let him do it. But where I am convinced, I feel it can offer certain, definitely soft tissue, resolution, spread, medication, that definitely would need to consider.
Yeah,
There is some resistance, learning curve.
that's okay, that's perfectly fine.
And it's evolving, actually it's evolving, the technology is improving. I think it is a future in
Yeah, sure.
that.
There is a small question from Dr. Bhola, if you
Yes, please.
What is the present status of ozone in England, Australia, and America? What do you think? FDA doesn't improve it.
Now, I will come to that. I will answer that one. The FDA has started trial, and the first set of reports are going to come in February 2015. The long study is coming. The initial report will come in 2015. So then it will be there, and it's basically an Italian dominant
Europeans have
Europeans have allowed, and there are some states in USA have accepted as a trial, as a research tool. Right? And my questions actually, I attended a neurosurgical forum when a neurosurgeon himself took pain management specifically, and it was very short and film MRI that had extruded disc and disappeared with ozone therapy. Then I was amazed and interested. It is true that it happened. And you should not be carried away that the
Yes, that's what I said earlier also. Exclusion is like
extruded disc is not a contraindication. And I tell you that extruded disc also have got probably poor blood supply, or sometimes the blood supply may be cut off. It may be much easier. The extruded disc look horrible without an Kodaikanna syndrome. It is just like anything else.
that's right.
Now my question is, why you want to use decompression at the same time on the ozone?
Yes.
But decompression, if you are doing that, should be good enough for.
So that was the reason, because probably what we are getting is that the results are much more efficacious as compared to using ozone alone. So as we do our discectomy, we're not removing the material as such which is causing the compression. We're just reducing the intradiscal pressure by removing that material which will come out. And it leads to instant relief to the patient.
Okay, now that's okay, but probably could have done independently of decompression also.
So,
You could have done some cases without decompression also.
So yeah, no, without decompression, already like we have the reports of like 60 to 85% they have success rate. So that is why we were comparing that if you use a percutaneous decompressor along with ozone, because this is not going to harm anything, because we might be getting more results as compared to using ozone alone.
The other thing is, it has come to some bad risk to refuse sometimes because of infection.
So
That
that,
people think that they can go into disc and without taking proper aseptic precautions.
that's right.
So
That,
I think
that sterility is very important. So that is, any disc procedure has to be, that is very
I
important.
think one of the most main complications could have been discitis.
So for ozone as such, discitis is very rare, sir.
No, no, in our scenario,
Yes.
there are some reports the patient have come to us with earlier he had intra-disc ozone and
That's my question, Dr. Baran. How, suppose the patient is with multiple disc
Yes.
and radiculopathy is there. How much you go for the ozone in one sitting? How many discs you can inject?
So the symptomatic disc basically, we should do a symptomatic disc.
Suppose there are 3 levels.
So the 3 level would not be symptomatic, sir. The 3 level would not be symptomatic in one patient. The patient would be having radicular pain going down the lip.
Maybe there.
So the patient, the dermatome level or the patient radicular pain will be either L5S1 or one particular disc would be there. We can do a discography in that setting if we have multiple things. We do a discography and see that which is the causative agent of that the disc, and we do go further along.
Second, I want to share one clinical experience. I also use ozone very frequently. And one patient I did it, and after that patient had very instability of the gait. I don't know what I did, what wrong I did. I didn't know. And the patient was always complaining, I'm having chakkar aa rahe hain all time. And that lasted for 2 months. And I was not possible to, I could not know what's the reason for it. Anybody who can just point out what could have gone wrong with me.
It's not a local effect, it's systemic effect.
Instability of the gait was there, no?
They feel sometimes the ozone, the smell itself will cause so much of nausea. Then
Young lady of 35 age.
I think it's not smell.
It's
Something
not-
which
it's not
has
smell.
gone wrong.
It could be some other pathology along with that. So it couldn't be that your procedure has caused it. Some other pathology along with that must be there in the patient, which is causing
I
that.
don't know what happened. Any explanation, that's what I'm asking.
That is very
See,
good.
I'll be very honest. We at AIIMS don't use ozone. We have never been allowed by our system to buy it unless the FD comes up and he says 2015 or 14, then only we wait. But at the same time, we have our own colleagues who've gone all over the city and put ozone everywhere possible, in all possible places in the world.
So,
And in spite of that, there are good results and bad results. Let's be very honest. If somebody says go and get your surgery done, I will myself go and get some ozone done. Because nothing goes wrong. But I still feel that what you pointed out, Dr. Joshi, that if you are in a bit of a bother, then how you will justify it, I really don't know. If somebody has some experience of getting stuck and justifying it, I think we should have it. Maybe Dr. Jain has it.
It's a person on the care, not the cure. What of will ask you, will you follow standard practice? You must standard practice of what you can find some patient have higher patients to be successful. But sometimes we say that evidence is not enough and we keep on doing. This will be dilemma how to consume the takes. That's quite tight rope. I don't use it, but I want to clear it always there. Somebody using it, how to justify it?
No, we get requests that why don't you use it?
No, we have the case.
Yes,
We
but
say I'm not confident. That's much easier.
I have gone on record saying fine, we will not use it till the FDA. Because then if we get into a soup, I know we're doing a technology which FDA approved. We are buying things which are approved by the European FDA.
See, there are few mechanisms of ozone use. One is Indian manufacturer company, the manufacturing ozone and giving the equipment. And one is the international company. Now the cost difference is too much. I still don't know whether the person who is using Indian made ozone, how far that ozone is going to differ as a efficacy or the treatment modality. Because you understand that they should get a message whether to use it, because using of ozone is not a big problem. Anybody who knows how to do the discography can use ozone. It's just an injection. But in that lies whole of the gamut of this thing, getting complication.
Ozone is ozone, but the one that he has got more accuracy in giving the dose.
No, one machine costs you 80,000, the other costs you 15 lakhs.
So one machine costs 20,000 also. There is a machine which costs 20,000.
Yeah, that's what. But I can say, because I attended the spine surgeon meeting, I go to the, they have not accepted.
So they will never accept it.
Ozone as a modality, and they say we are the pain physician.
So they will never accept
as a gamut.
The surgeon will never accept this. The surgeon will never.
Once you have proper acceptance indication, automatically it falls in place. Nobody is stopping your bread.
Transformer is accepted. Radio frequency is accepted.
Radio frequency is
but
accepted.
not the
That's
ozone.
what I'm trying to say. It's a matter of
Such
fact.
a huge number of ozone patients world over now,
That's right.
with a few lakhs of cases without any serious complication. That's one thing, and the evidence is building up in European studies. Even US people are starting using it. I know Susan is using in US. Maybe off label, by the way, but the people are using. I was in 2005 in John Hopkins.
I'm not against, I'm using ozone, not
Yeah,
that I'm against.
I was discussing with
As per the evidence is
Doubts I
concerned.
have.
Professor Murphy, and I asked him, which four procedures, which one which you say is good for this, I didn't give him an option for the ozone, and his answer was, Dr. Jain, if you ask me, ozone would be the best bet, but we don't get it, so I'm using from the pool people. Ozone will be used for pool cleansing. He was saying we are trying to smuggle ozone from the pool machines, and we are trying to do some studies with the ozone.
See, Dr.
And
Jain,
this is getting more and more.
that the definite indication is not there. People now using ozone. Even I have used it for osteoarthritis knee. People use it. They say they ask me.
As far as evidence is concerned,
Okay, I'll be
there are
optimistic.
issues evidences because even this Tegretol doesn't have evidence for the trigeminuralgia.
No, so that because
Technical and FDA approved for trigeminuralgia.
it's there, but
No,
It is.
it's not evidence because it's not yet evidence proof. It's not evidence proof for Tegretol for trigeminuralgia. It's not having
molecular discovered before the evidence-based medicine practice came into existence. By then, who is going to find a morphine works or not as analgesic? Nobody is going to clinical trial now. Because all this evidence has come only after morphine.
See, I think just the carry-on message is that it is being used 200 times, 200,000 times, but let everybody be aware that FDA doesn't approve it.
That is right. That is
There are,
right.
there are good stories, and like homeopathic medicine, nothing goes wrong with ozone. Right? Yes, it's something like homeopathic medicine. Take in a couple of white color pills, nothing will go wrong. If your hair go grey, it's fine. अगर काले हो जाएंगे तो ठीक है, नहीं तो कुछ गलती नहीं होगी. But then you should be aware of it that FDA has not approved it. Maybe it's about a year down the line it gets it.
But there are a lot of things which FDA has not approved.
Yeah.
We are using it, sir.
In anesthesia, you use a lot of off-label things. Propofol for cesarean is still off-label use. But when it comes to pain, when it comes to going along where the surgeon wants to go along, you will have a tough time justifying it if you land up into it.
That's right.
And you will get away with it. Nothing wrong in it. That's all. Any other questions? Right, please.
Sir, while we are using decompression district ozone mixer, take out this material, can it lead to any neurological deficit?
No, we are not taking out, we're just taking out a part of the nucleus. It's not a very big chunk we are taking, just part of the nucleus. We're just decreasing the interdistal pressure. We're drilling inside the annulus, going into the nucleus, just taking out a chunk to decrease the interdistal pressure. It cannot lead to a neurological deficit. Unless and until we go hayward and go totally wrong.
I think the right answer would be correctly done procedure will not cause it. But if you've not done it correctly and you will have a learning phase, you could land up with a foot drop.
We go hayward, totally wrong.
Save the leaves, not roots, that's all. Yes.
And
The patient should be awake. That is more important.
Neeraj Jain, one question about radio frequency use in. Okay, please just answer. नहीं आप पूछिए.
Sir, how often you have to repeat ozone disectomy in a patient?
It's a single setting procedure. Yeah.
You never repeated.
No, it's a single setting procedure.
And how often you do cervical ozone disectomy?
Cervical is rare, yes. We have done a couple of cases, but not very frequently. Yes, we have done a couple of cases cervical.
What amount of ozone per
It's 5 to 7 mils of ozone of 25 to 30 microgram concentration.
cervical?
The same. The ml is 4 to 6, almost the same 5 ml of that.
Usually recommended the smaller doses for cervical.
Somewhere 25 microgram. Yes, sir.
Cervical.
25 microgram to 30
No, cervical they say you can go up to 40 mac. In cervical, lumbar is about 29, 30 mac.
30 mac.
Cervical you go 40 mac. So it's a little higher on cervical. That's what it is. That's the study now. Some people have already started using 40 mac in the lumbar region also because they got a good results in cervical 40 mac. That's why we are doing.
We should not cross the 40 mics
30
level.
mac is the 29, 30 mac is the right. Station for lumbar ozone normalization.
Last question.
Initially, we should go only once. Actually speaking, is to be treated like a tamper. If you get an infection, you really understand how bad it can be. That's it.
Sorry, in this context, I want to add some something. There was a ozone conference some couple of years back when the then Health Minister of India was, what is that name, from Bengal. He was one of the chief guests there. He said, we will accept ozone as a therapy and you bring your own studies here, even if it can be small. And he was very impressed with the presentation. It was a scientific presentation. So there are some people probably working on that.
Some people proactive, they want to bring new things which has been proven outside. It makes 200,000, maybe more than that.
The only drawback is we not have written randomized control trials. That is the only thing.
In our
That is what
places,
we're lacking on
people
that.
have done about 3,000, 4,000 ozone in it.
See, you can get away with anything, but unless you have enough robust data, nobody does it.
This is
I
only
know a
best.
couple of physicians, politicians, health ministers of various places. They come and say a lot of things, but when they go and pick up a file and the file goes to a bureaucrat who is the Secretary of Health, it goes down the test.
Correct. But I'm just showing that.
Yes, sir. I think I'm aware of this. But then ask them after they've gone after 2 months, the file is in the dustbin.
Dr. Neeraj, the last question. What is your experience of using radiofrequency or celiac or the Franklin block as compared to neurotic? Because we have been using neurotic.
You know, what happens is post-smacking, you still use the post-smacking, you can still, post-smacking you still use because you have a discrete nerve, you know, you can still use the radio frequency, you know, you can get onto the nerve and you can do a radio frequency. For celiac, because it's a big ganglion, you know, sometimes it becomes difficult to use the radio frequency. So what I do in my practice, and a little cheeky thing, you know, I do a radio frequency, drill inside, do a radio frequency, and add on little of chemical radio block, because I'm not doing it, I'm not reading evidences, you know, and I'm doing study. So I have to give results to the patient. So what I do is I do an RF and add in little of chemical neurolysis also along with that, because I need instant relief, especially in a patient who has got a more of so in malignancy scenario, who is dying in pain, and you don't want to do procedure again. There, we can't repeat this procedure with these patients. This one-time thing, and say, doctor, एक बार जो करना कर लीजिए.
But how does both help you?
I know, because no, frankly speaking, RF alone may not be sufficient because you may be leaving some branches, you know. And
alcohol
alone, yes, this is a good thing. That's what I'm saying. We are trying to add on. Alcohol alone is good. So if I'm doing a sleepless block, I would rather do alcohol alone. Many times I take my patients to the theatre. If I do only sleepless block, I put my needle from side and put my alcohol transaortic, go front, do alcohol alone. I don't always do a radio frequency. If I'm doing slightly, yes, I can add on. You know, some people are very, kind of fancy with the radio frequency. They do this. But I'm happy with the chemical analysis. Yes, sir.
What we keep doing most often, it's supposed to work 6 to 7 months. Literally matches the longevity of the malignancy patients. Like life ends, block effect ends, and it's over. But we have a lot of chronic pancreatitis. Most often I start with the celiac versus block only. If they come back after 8, 9 months, 10 months, I kept on trying, should I try radiofrequency, black neurolysis, and if we make it done. I had done about 4. Some of them were really feeling better. People did not come, I have not seen they were all right, or did not report back. But that's how situation where I changed the outcomes. But still my first preference is just take. I would get neurolysis rather than alcohol than RF. Just
ultrasound versus fluoroscopy.
simply. I simply, absolutely.
Sir, what is the main indication for RF oxygen? Otherwise, neurolysis is better.
Yeah, that's right. I just said. Discrete now, we will smack me, you can just. Otherwise, it's good enough you can use.
Nobody is willing to give up alcohol for RF.
See, at the end of it, I think each one of us would be comfortable doing something where we are good at it, right? But as the technology changes, we have to change because the newer technology is supposed to be safer. And as we get older, to change it's a tougher job. Right? I think we come to an end to this, and we must thank the organizers, and we must thank the speakers. We've had a very nice discussion, and thank you very much. Thank you.